it's Michael with a Y, and you're listening to My Reality Recap, the only podcast where I get to talk about all my feelings towards the shows that I love. Today we're going to talk about how Neverland affected the designers on Project Runway, the Life Size Challenge on America's Next Top Model, who won Big Brother 17, and the premiere episode of Survivor Second Chances. I hope you're ready for this, so put your glasses on and get ready to get your zing on with me. My special guest today is recording artist and fashion photographer NADI. NADI, welcome back to My Reality Recap.
Thank you, Michael.
You just had so much fun the first time you had to come back.
I couldn't get enough.
Well, I have a lot of feelings towards all the shows that we're going to talk about, so you need to pick about which one to talk about first.
Okay, let's do Project Runway.
Okay, I can handle that.
All right.
So this week on Project Runway, they went to see Finding Neverland on Broadway, and that is starring Matthew Morrison, who was Mr. Schuester on Glee. Mr. Shoe. And the challenge was that they could make anything, because Neverland is about dreams, and in dreams you can take you weird places. So they basically got to create anything that they were inspired by from watching the play. I didn't really feel very inspired by a lot of the designs this week.
I was just going to say how uninspiring this season is. There's a couple people who you know are going to get to the top. You know who they are.
We know
who are they? Who are you projecting?
Let's do that at the end.
Okay.
The predictors at the end.
There's a couple people.
Like, you can tell. So there's the next couple boots are like, okay, it's obvious one of these people are going to go.
It's like the rest are just, it's like wasting time at this point, but whatever.
Okay, so let's just talk about the runway because there's no drama on the show.
No.
So the runway started happening.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your favorite look?
I don't know. I guess that blue one, the blue puppy
Edmund?
Edmund.
I think it looked like a loofah. That's not what they're called. Like when you take a bath, it's like a loofah.
No, it's like a scrubby thing. I don't know. Whatever.
But what's a loofah then?
We know a loofah is that.
It's like a.
It's a circle.
It's
from the sea.
Oh, then what's the stuff that you'd hang in like your bathtub and?
A scrubby. I don't
scrubby?
know. A poof. A poof. It's a poof.
Okay, it looked like a poof walking down the runway.
It did.
That was my favorite. But when you took the poof off,
it
was like an awesome top and bottom, and it looked like something Jessie J would wear.
She would rock it. It's like a bondagey S&M-y. I loved it.
So that was my favorite look.
Okay.
The other top looks for the week were Kelly. She had a green retro Broadway red carpet dress with gloves that she had made. And most people don't dress up when they go to Broadway, but back in the day, they used to get all glammed up just to go see the shows. And so that's what she brought back to it. And it was a green dress. It was very weird. And Nina, one of the judges, said that she couldn't see people wearing it out in public, but it would photograph amazingly well and be a great editorial.
I think in like blue, like royal blue, it'd be really pretty out in public, but that's just me.
And the other top looks were Edmund, the guy with the
poof. The poof.
I want to say loofah. I'm gonna have to Google what a loofah is.
A loofah is that thing you like scrub your dead skin off
but
with.
I'm kind of thinking it looked like a loofah.
No.
Okay, whatever.
It looked like a poof.
Okay, a poof. And so he was another top look, and then Candace was a third top look, and she was inspired by Captain Hook and his dark side. So she had some leather and some weird prints going on with it, and it was good.
Was that the thing that made her boobs look really tiny?
You said it looked cheap.
It did look cheap. That looked cheap.
But they went to Mood, and they had lots of money to make their fabric.
She should have spent it more wisely.
So those are the top looks. The bottom looks this week were Ashley, and she loves purple. She has purple hair. Yeah. She was in a purple sequin shirt, and the dress that she had made was an ombre of white to purple.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. My least favorite one was it looks like a used tampon walking down the runway.
It did not look like a used tampon.
Well, it looked like toilet paper.
Okay, so
it
wasn't draped very well for the woman's figure, and the coloring was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from with that, but it was icky. It was icky, and definitely
the
a bottom
top
look.
Is what really threw me off.
Yeah,
the toilet paper top.
And Ashley is one of the good ones. Like she either wins or she's in the bottom.
I like her,
and I like her too. The other bottom looks were Lori, and her model came out with her top exposed, or her breasts were exposed.
She had little pasties on, just little pasties.
And it just looked like she just threw this outfit together. Like she had it stapled on. It just
If you have a chance to do anything that you want on a runway, like this is definitely not what you would have done. I would have gone like balls to the walls out.
I mean, she had tits out.
Yeah,
she went
I guess.
And then the last bottom look was Lindsay. And I like Lindsay because she wears glasses. And you all know that glasses are sexy. And she had a green dress. It was boring. Nothing special. Basic. And she's been in the bottom 3 the last 3 weeks because all of her stuff has been boring. She doesn't take a risk. You're on Project Runway. Do something crazy.
Yes.
I don't get it. So the top look and the winning look was Candace, the dark side Captain Hook inspired one, and the eliminated designer was Lindsay. They sent the glasses girl home.
Yep.
I mean, she was bound to go home soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting down to the wire. There's like 7 designers left, I think it is. I need you to pick one person. Who's it going to be?
Hands down, Edmund. Hands down.
Hands down, Edmund. I feel like I want to say Edmund, but I'm going to go... I'm going to say Candace.
Candace, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she's got that dark horse vibe to her. She wears all black, so she's already a dark horse.
Yeah.
And she just... I don't know. I feel like her and Edmund are definitely going to be in the final runway, and it's just a toss-up between who the other person.
I feel like she might make it far because she's a woman, and so she knows like the figure more than a man can. Although that's not.
You can't say that
because Zach Posen knows the female body pretty good. So I take it all back.
Yeah, take it all back. Okay, so from one fashion show to another, let's just jump right into Top Model.
Ooh, yeah.
This week they had a challenge, or the challenge was about STEM, and STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's all about how men make more money than women. And that's one of the things Tyra Banks is trying to change because she's like this powerhouse in every industry. And so she's trying to make everybody all equal. And so the challenge was they had to make a PSA on a Vine. So they had 6 seconds to talk about STEM. And they had Vine star Brittany Ferlin on. And they had 3 different teams. And they all had different themes. One was about money, one was about respect, and one was about power. And so the money team was Justin, Niall, and Lacey. Niall and Lacey are always paired together.
Well, that's because they're
the best, but they're always together.
Fierce
Although I guess this time
couple.
they did draw at random. It's just fate. Fate put them together.
But
No, they pulled sticks. They showed it.
Oh, okay.
And so
right.
it's fate that they're just meant,
fate.
and they're gonna get married and they're gonna have beautiful babies. The respect team was Hadassah, Mame, and Mikey, and the power team was Bayo, Courtney, and Devin. And I thought these vines were awful to watch.
I thought all of them were a little bit uncomfortable.
I didn't understand why they did this challenge. Social media is not even a part of the competition anymore. Like if this was on like the last couple cycles where they had the social media vote, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. But this time I feel like they could have did something totally different.
Well, even though we know who lost the challenge, whose was your least favorite of? I mean, they were all bad, but who is your least worse? Well, who did you think?
I thought the worst team was the power team, and that's the team that ended up losing. Yeah, the team of Courtney, Bayo, and Devin. Yeah. And
I didn't. Yeah, that was bad.
It was bad, and then I thought the best team was actually the money with Lacey and Niall and Justin, because Lacey just every time she's in front of a camera,
she's just awesome.
But they ended up picking the respect team.
Yeah.
And so they had a score of 10 going into the photo shoot, and the power team had 8s. And so they're already 2 points down from being able to progress to the top of the leaderboard. Right. There wasn't much drama this episode, but the 2 things we just need to talk about was Courtney doesn't fit in.
Courtney's skulking around. I can't tell if they edited her like that, but that broke my little heart when she went down skipping around in her dress.
Her cute little dress.
She just wanted to be loved by these 2 hunks, and she just wanted an Oreo sandwich to happen that night, and it wasn't happening.
And it's just so sad because she talked about how she got bullied and everything, and I mean, I got bullied, so I know how that feels. But it's just like so sad to see little Courtney trying to make friends, and Courtney. And then, so there was a drama with Courtney, and the other stuff that happened was they threw Devin a birthday party.
Hosted by Courtney.
And Niall has a phone where he types up what he wants to say, and then it speaks to say what he says.
His only communication.
Because nobody is taking the time to learn sign language. Niall's a deaf one.
Yeah.
And so Devin was like, I need to take a selfie. It's my birthday. So he took Niall's phone. He's taking selfies. Niall has no way to communicate with these people. And he had it for like 20, 30 minutes, just taking selfies. And it really upset Niall. I mean, I would be pissed too.
I would be too.
Like, I can't talk to you people. This is my thing. And you just like took my only source of communication.
And I think he was only in one picture.
And he didn't even look very happy in it.
No, he looked pissed off.
So the photo shoot this week was the Living Life-Size Doll Challenge. And Life-Size was one of my favorite movies growing up. Shine far, don't be shy, be a star. Life-Size with Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan. And
pre-crack phase.
No, be nice to Lindsay Lohan. And Tyra Banks played a Barbie named Eve. And so I don't know why it took her 22 cycles to do this photo shoot.
When she
I think it's
doesn't even
because
look like Eve anymore. Poor Tyra.
she did when she was posing. But supposedly Life Size 2 is coming out soon.
I thought that was coming out like last year or 2 years ago.
I know, but I saw something else about it. So I'm just hoping that I come out with a second one.
It's probably funded by her and filmed by her.
Probably, and Lindsay Lohan better make a cameo. Just like stand there at the back, just like, oh, there's Lindsay Lohan. It'll just make my heart smile. So they had to stand as living dolls, and Tyra gave them 3 tips because she is the perfect Barbie. Mm-hmm. It's the eyes and the smize, because dolls don't have much expression other than in the eyes. You have to have your eyes follow with your posing, because if you turn your head, your eyes got to be in the center of your face still, because that's how dolls like are. And then you have to have the joints and the isolation, because you can't have your fingers spread apart. Dolls can't do weird posing.
And that really bugged me. I'm like, how hard is it to keep your fingers together? That really disappointed me.
Like, you just can't contort your body. Like, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm doing some yoga poses right now. And
he's got like his arms twisted around, like and Barbies don't do that.
Yeah, Barbies don't do that. So these people need to learn how to be a Barbie. I can be a Barbie.
I can be a Barbie.
I mean, I don't look like a Barbie, but I can pose like one.
I don't either. But
so we just need to talk about a couple people before we transition into talking about the elimination. Courtney, because she was given the doll fashionista. She didn't know what fashionista was, but she knew what fashion was. And so she's standing there all beautiful, and Yutsai was like, Courtney, you're the high fashion model. Have you ever looked at Italian Vogue? And she was like, no. And then he was like, have you ever looked at US Vogue or American Vogue? No.
How can you go on that show and not know what Vogue is or have opened? Just do a little research.
Exactly. She made a point that she lived and like didn't have lots of money growing up. She would take care of her brother, blah, blah, blah. But at doctor's offices, they have magazines.
They have Elle's. They have Mary Claire's.
Like, they have stuff even at the house, I'm guessing, for these people. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you not know? She said she was self-taught when they got to panel on all of her posing. And I mean, you and I were both kind of self-taught. Like, we teach ourselves all this stuff, which makes sense, but we do our research.
Which goes I don't think they should have sent her home, because if she is that good being self-taught, just imagine how good she would be actually being taught, which they'll do in a few episodes. They'll take the people and teach them more stuff like Miss J and whatnot. So that just pissed me off.
Yeah, but she needs to know, like, Kelly even pointed out on panel that she's only 5'3", or she's short, really short. Yeah. So she has to know everything to be on the same level as these models that are as
She said learn it and you'll be looked at. Like, I don't get the Bayo guy. He can go home any day. I don't care. But not Courtney. Not my Courtney. Bring her back.
Well, they might, because the next episode, it looks like they're doing something weird. Okay, we need to rewind, because we're talking about eliminated people already. We need to get back to the photos. Okay, so we can go to panel now, and Tyra first says there is a double elimination. So 2 models are going home, and I'm instantly thinking, well, there goes Courtney. She's the easy one to go.
I knew from
as soon as they said 2, I was like, she's gone. And the way they edited it, they gave her so much airtime. Okay, so spoiler, Courtney was eliminated, and the other eliminated model this week was Bayo, and he was so pissed when he didn't
eliminated. Even hug anybody goodbye.
He just walked right out, and Tyra was like, huh. That was different.
That was different.
Okay, so those 2 were eliminated, but we need to talk about the beautiful girl who got best photo, Miss Lacey.
Everybody just needs to quit right now, so she and Niall can win first and second place.
Yes, she looked like a Katy Perry Barbie. I thought, with like the short hair. She had big Katy Perry eyes, and she just posed it and worked it. And Kelly even said that this was the best photo of the entire season.
It was beautiful. It was Katy Perry with a boob reduction. It was beautiful.
And a booty tooch.
Booty tooch. And that dress. I don't know who that was by, but that was a very pretty dress.
I don't know.
It was just flawless.
Lacey is just... I feel like we need to talk about more people on the show, but there's not really anybody else doing anything. We
even waste our breath on other people.
I know. It's just there's nobody else to really be excited about. But Lacey and Niall are the ones that are killing it.
I think... I liked Niall's picture better. I liked Lacey. I thought like the dress was wearing her, and the booty tooch was great. But I thought Niall's looked more like a Barbie.
Why? Because he was shirtless and sexy.
I thought it was the plasticky sheen, and everybody's teeth were so perfect. And speaking of teeth, Michael, yours look really white.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is because I got this awesome new teeth whitening thing from the sponsor of this podcast. So I need to take a couple seconds to talk about the sponsor. It's called White with Style. It's an awesome teeth whitening company that has a FDA-approved technique to whiten your teeth with a fancy LED light. Now, if you're like me and you drink a ton of coffee, this little gem will help you get your teeth looking nice and pretty for all the boys and girls out there. And because White with Style is just awesome, they're offering all of my podcast listeners a special offer on their Sparkle White Professional Teeth Whitening Kit. It's originally $270, but all of you beautiful people get it at the price of $28. Visit www.whitewithstyle.com and enter the code Michael with a Y at the checkout for your discount.
That's awesome. I want to go get it right now.
You should.
I should.
I mean, you have good teeth as it is,
Thanks.
but everybody can always get a little...
I want them to be see-through soon. I'm just kidding.
So, Big Brother ended this week.
Yes, it did. About time. God.
And it was 98 days in the making.
This season, dragged on, and it was not... I liked last season. I know I said that last time, but last season was just so much better, and this one pissed me off at the end, and you know why, Michael.
Okay, we need to talk about this and be very calm until I need to, blow up. Okay, so there's down to the final three, Vanessa, Steve, and Liz, and they had a 3-part HOH challenge. The first part was an endurance challenge, and Vanessa won. So happy. Mm-hmm. The second part was a mental challenge, and it was won by Steve. And so for round 3, it was Steve versus Vanessa. The winner became the final HOH, guaranteed a spot in the final 2, and they got to pick who would be sitting next to them when they faced the jury. It came down to one question, and Steve beat Vanessa. I literally almost died. Because Vanessa has been working this whole season. Okay, basically, we knew that if Steve won, he was going to vote Vanessa out. Mm-hmm. And if Vanessa won, she was going to vote Steve out. So that's why there's so much tension for this episode, or for this challenge. And so Steve beat Vanessa fair and square. He voted to evict her. My heart was broken. I just couldn't believe it. 98 days in the house. She controlled every vote. She won all these challenges. She worked the whole thing. And then... in the last 30 minutes of the game,
it's all gone.
It's all gone.
It's all gone. And she couldn't have gotten more than $10,000-$15,000 for that whole 90. That such hard work. And,
and
so
that's
stressful.
something that would happen to me too. I know if I would be on Big Brother, I'd be the first person voted out because they would know I'm a threat, or I would make it so far and then something stupid would happen, like I answer one question wrong and then I lose $500,000 like Vanessa. Yes, she's a multimillionaire and a poker player in real life.
Oh, she's the multimillionaire.
Yeah, she's rich and speaking of, but she played the game. Yeah. She deserved this win. I don't care what everybody else says. She played it. Yeah. Steve started playing this game halfway through. Liz played the whole thing.
But that's how it goes every season. They use somebody to get them to the end, and then one person comes up behind them. That's why.
She just deserved it.
Gotta be a floater and then win.
No,
just kidding.
You
guys are gonna hate me.
But Vanessa deserved it. Okay, so Vanessa got out, and she knew it was a game, so she was okay about it. But she looked so sad. You could just see the defeat on her face because she knew she had this in the bag if she would have won that challenge. Yeah. And it was just so heartbreaking for me. Okay, so the jury got to vote between Steve and Liz. And by a vote of 6-3, the Big Brother nerd Steve became the winner of Big Brother 17. Okay, he did. I mean, I can't say he didn't deserve it because he did win challenges. He did kind of play the game. They all were deserving in a way. Yeah. But still, Vanessa was just the one who deserved it the most. Yep. So, with her gone, they had to pick somebody.
How many winners are the ones that actually deserve it?
Well, last season, Derek deserved it. But you're right. Every so often, it's 50-50. It's every so often the one who deserves, when Rachel won, she deserved it that season. Mm-hmm. And so it's always hit and miss. And that's the one thing I hate about Big Brother, is that usually on Survivor, the people pick, or even if it's a bitter jury, they still vote for the person who deserves it in the end. In Big Brother, they don't necessarily always do that. And so now we have to wait all summer for another season of Big Brother, and I think it's going to be an All-Stars, so that means Michael with a Y doesn't get another chance to be on Big Brother.
Damn him.
I just need to be able to catch a break with all these TV shows, bringing back past people. You'd vote
if there was a chance to vote, to put you on there.
Oh, well, thanks, Nady. I appreciate it.
I'd vote you over Joey Graceffa.
Oh, thank you. He was on The Amazing Race, though.
Oh. Well, yeah, but they recycle everybody on there.
Okay, well, it's a compliment, so thanks.
Yeah.
And we just mentioned Survivor, so we need to talk about
Survivor.
Survivor Second Chances started this week, and it was such a great episode.
This one was really good. I usually don't feel it going into it. It usually takes me 3 or 4 episodes to warm up, but I was feeling it. I think it's because everybody's familiar.
Yeah, it's Second Chances, so they're bringing back the people who have only played one time, and America got to vote on who they wanted to see play. So there's 20 returning people voted by America, and everybody is good. They're all here to play the game. There's no floaters. Like, everybody is here to win it, and that's what's going to make this season so amazing. Okay, so there's a couple things we need to talk about, and one of them is Abby Maria. She's the Brazilian bombshell who's a villain, and she owns it.
She's
and
feisty.
She's very feisty. And she gets to the island, or the island where her tribe is, and she can't find her bracelets. And she's like, where's my bag? She's going around to everybody, and everybody's all on, like, eggshells. Is that the right phrase? They're on eggshells?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they know she could, like,
Snap.
And she couldn't find her bracelets for the longest time, and then she ended up finding them in PG's bag, and PG is a jewelry designer, and so I thought it was really funny that the jewelry designer had Abby's bracelets in the bag. I don't know what happened.
That was really confusing, because I couldn't read PG. Like, I couldn't tell if she was legitimately...
If she did it or not.
Yeah.
Like,
or if somebody put them in there to make her look bad. But she admitted to it. She said, well, I found
this bag and I put my name on it.
How many people brought bracelets out there?
Exactly.
So
it was weird stuff. So I don't know what was going on, and nobody had a confessional that said they did it or not. And usually that's what happens. And so I don't know if Abby was just kind of out of it.
I kind of wish that part was edited out, but they couldn't have edited out because they needed to show her fiery.
Yes, they needed a little feisty Abby, because that's what we're all wanting to see. Some other parts we need to talk about are Kelly Wentworth. She is returning from Blood vs. Water 2. She was a really early boot. Her dad kind of screwed her over the first time. And she found the clue to the hidden media idol the first day, and
stuck it in her shirt, then her pants.
And she raised the clue, and she finds out that the idol is hidden at the challenge. So she would have to, in order to get the idol, she would have to grab it in front of everybody. And I just thought, I didn't know how I would feel about the idol being in front of everybody, but it made for such great TV, knowing that the idol was there. So at the challenge, Kelly knew right where the idol was going to be. Like, they told her, they gave her the map.
Front right thing.
Little triangle
Under
tribal
the
thing. Yeah, it was like under hidden. And so how the challenge was set up was at the end of it, there was like a part where everybody was staring at the final thing. So they had to grab a key.
They had to
make a long
bunch of sticks together, tie them together, put it through a wall, and then
grab a
key.
Keys. And so everybody's on edge because both teams are neck and neck. And Kelly is freaking out. Like, they're showing the winning team, or they're showing the battle between who's gonna get it, and they show Kelly freaking out because she's like, the hidden immunity idol is right there.
She keeps looking back and forth.
She's like, what do I do? And right as the one team is about to win, she runs back, grabs the idol from under the thing, shoves it in her pants, and she had it. Nobody knew. It was the best TV.
It was awesome.
I was screaming at my TV. I was like, I cannot believe this is happening. This is why I love Survivor. So much craziness in the first episode.
It was epic.
Oh, the winning team was the Bayon Pink tribe, and the green Takeo tribe lost.
They did.
And they went right from the challenge to tribal council. But before we go to tribal council, we need to talk about this yoga edit that happened. Joe is on the Bayon tribe, and Joe is the sexy guy with the man bun. He started to do yoga. He's the perfect one. And he's not a yoga instructor. He just does yoga for fun. And all the girls were just like, oh, Joe, you're so great at yoga. Let's call it Joga, because we love Joe. And so he's all swooning. And then we go over to Vetus on the Takeo tribe. And Vetus is a yoga instructor.
He's a legit actual.
He's like, does it, like his Instagram handle is Vetus Yoga. He taught me a yoga lesson. And he got a very bad edit. Like, they made him look creepy.
He looked creepy. He looked annoying.
And all the girls seemed to be so uncomfortable.
Fuck, but still.
Oh, so fit. And his underwear, like,
they were very tight.
He had a hidden immunity idol packed in his pants. Yeah. Did you see that? But it was just kind of, he got such a bad edit. So anybody out there, if you need a yoga instructor, go to Vetus. It was the best creepy. Yoga I've ever had. Nice. So then we go to tribal council. They didn't have any time to like scramble or to make final alliances. They just went straight from the challenge to tribal council, and it basically came down to Abby Maria and Vetus.
Which they didn't even really say Vetus in there. It was all directed towards Abby, wasn't it?
Right, but they talked about in the beginning of the episode, like, Sharin was, like, really nervous about Vetus, because Vetus makes sense to win this game. Like, he is a big threat.
Yeah, he's a
good
But
you
player.
usually don't get the big threat out at the beginning. Like, you usually wait an episode or two, and Abby is, like, the easy choice, because she's the fiery, you don't know what she's going to do. And so, in the end, by a vote of 6-4, they voted Vetus out first. And I was so sad. But
I was too.
Because, I mean, I love Vetus because he was my yoga teacher.
Yeah.
But you have to think everybody this season is so deserving, and they're such great game players that, like, each person who gets out, I feel like I'm going to be like, aw, like, sad for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this season is just going to be so good. I am so excited to see how it's all going to unfold.
Me too.
And, yeah, I just love Survivor. I'm so happy it's back in my life.
I'm happy. it's a good show.
So thank you so much for joining me, Nady. This was fun again.
Thank you. I had a blast.
So how can all of the viewers of My Reality Recap find you?
You can find me at officialnadi.com, N-A-D-I.
And you can see all of his music, photography, all of his goods right there. And I want to thank all of you for listening. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to this podcast and give it a 5-star rating. That'll make me feel really good inside. And I want to keep the conversation going with all of you. Tweet me at MyChaelWithaY or hashtag MYRR to let me know all of your thoughts and feelings about the shows we talked about today. You can also keep up with me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at MyChaelWithaY, and that is spelled exactly as it is on here. Don't forget to smile, and remember, glasses are sexy.